Hey guys, welcome back. I am working on part 2 for the SIG Sauer P320 XCOMPACT. Showed you the first part not too long ago, and I told you I'd hurry back, and I am trying to hurry back. So I'm in the neighborhood of having about 500 or so rounds through this thing so far, and I absolutely love it. I am loving it. About 120 of those rounds or so were used in a steel challenge match, and you know, there's nothing like using a gun, especially something that's new to you, a gun you're not really terribly familiar with, using it in a competitive environment, because you're really going to find out real fast how well you shoot it, what you like and don't like about it, you know, how the ergonomics match your grip style, and all of those things are going to really jump out if you're trying to shoot it against the clock and in a competitive environment. And this thing excelled. I shot this gun better in a steel challenge match than I've shot several other of my favorite go-to guns in recent times. So, ooh, aw, there's a ladybug on it. Look, it's a sign. There's a ladybug on the gun. That's got to be some kind of a nice omen, right? All right, ladybug, go away. So rather than me stand here and yak all day, why don't I get back to shooting? I'm going to warm myself up a little bit. I'm about 10 yards away from an orange dot on a cardboard target. Let me break in a little bit. Warm myself up. I haven't been to the range in a couple weeks. Well, there's 15, getting me warmed up a little bit. Looks like at this distance, this Delta Point Pro is pretty well dialed in. Let me pick up the pace a little bit. Uh-oh, dropped one, 2. All right, I dropped 2 out of the orange, got in a little bit of a hurry, pulled the gun down a little bit, as you can see, but still, even at a halfway decent cadence, man, this thing is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. I'm loving the loophole Delta Point Pro on this gun. I'm loving the Talon grip, as I always do, the rubberized grip. I put that on since you saw it last. Man, this thing is just a shooter. It is just fantastic to shoot, and it makes me look better than I am. That's got to be a good thing. Well, I think it is finally springtime, and all of the critters are out and about. Bugs, butterflies, birds, and even lizards. I didn't know we had that many lizards here in Delaware. But yeah, there's a lizard that's like running all around down there by my target. I think I'm encroaching on his habitat. But we talked a little bit, and we agreed that I won't shoot him as long as he doesn't try and sell me insurance. Okay, I'm just going to take some headshots while I think and talk. So by now, A lot of you probably have picked up your own copy of the XCOMPACT. I know a lot of you have commented and communicated that to me. So I'm real curious what you guys think of it so far. How many rounds do you have through them? Have you had any issues? You know, all of that good stuff. Let me know. This one is phenomenal. This gun is just absolutely phenomenal. Because guys, I'm telling you, I don't shoot as well as this thing makes it look like I do. I mean, truly, it's cheating. This gun is like cheating. I don't know what the deal is with it, but I'm loving it. And you saw the first video, and if you didn't, go back and watch it. But in the first video, I was just using the open sights, which are awesome. And it was still a tack driver for me. So it's not, you know, there's nothing magic about the red dot. Although it doesn't hurt. So I'm trying to address all the questions that I can think of that you folks have asked after part one of this P320 XCOMPACT. And I know one of them that I've seen repeatedly in comments is, what about holsters? Is there any availability of holsters and all that? Well, this holster that I'm using was made by the good folks at Multi Holsters for me, and it was for the P320 RX. And it fits perfectly for this holster. And the important part that I've found about Kydex holsters is they need to be cut for an optic. They need to have that low cut right down in here for an optic. This one was made for the RX, which is an optic ready pistol, so it works perfectly for this one. So I can almost promise that as popular a gun as this is going to be, there will be a lot of holsters available, but definitely check with Multi Holsters. They have them for sure. This part two brings me up to about 700 rounds through this gun, and it has been 700 rounds of sheer enjoyment. This is definitely a keeper, and because it came to me as a T&E, I guess I'm going to have to send SIG a check. Hey, and I just want to let you know this video is being brought to you by the Patreon patrons that support this channel. Love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support. And the great folks at Sportsman's Guide. So please go check out Sportsman's Guide and show them some love in return. And I urge you, not just with my channel, but with anybody's channel, the companies that are helping to support the content creators, bringing you videos like this and people that are bringing you much better ones than me, go support those businesses. Show that love back. Keep it going. Thanks. So I was sitting here trying to think of what to tell you that I don't really like about the P320 XCOMPACT, because I do want to make sure I present every bit of it, you know. Man, I'm having a hard time. I'm having a really hard time. The only point I can raise is that when I was shooting that steel match, I was shooting my hand load competition loads, as I do whenever I'm shooting usually any kind of a match. And I had a couple of failures where, you know, I had to tap, rack, bang to clear it. And I wasn't sure what the deal was with that, but that's the only thing to raise. So I'm going to continue to test that situation out. I was using a lot of different magazines that didn't come with the gun. Again, I was using my hand load ammo, and I may not have had the mags seated properly. There's a lot of reasons why that can happen, so that's why I mention it, but I don't draw any conclusions. However, right now I am going to run some of my hand load ammo just to make sure that it runs like it should, which for the most part it did during that match. The target downrange, by the way, speaking of companies that support the channel, Tactical AR 500 Incorporated provided that target. It is fantabulous. There's a discount. You can find that information below. Okay, let's try the flapper. It is nice to have this optic dialed in. Oops. This gun is just fantastic. I might shoot this gun better than I've shot a gun in a really, really long time. And it was that way from the very first shots I took with it, brand new out of the box, and still, you know, 500, 600, 700 rounds later, it is still just fantastic. The only other minor gripe I can present is that the lens on the Delta Point Pro gets really fouled up pretty quick, and you got to wipe it down a lot. So obviously it can only go in one location, but there's a lot of soot that gets fed back from the ejection port onto that lens, more so I'm noticing than on a lot of other guns. However, that is very likely due to the fact that it is such a short gun, such a short barreled gun, and I think this is the smallest pistol that I have put an optic on so far. So that could just be a side effect of having everything so compressed and having that optic so close to your ejection port. It's going to get a lot of gases on it. It's going to get a lot of carbon buildup, so you're going to have to wipe it down fairly often. Okay, just for fun, let's see how accurate I can be. I'm going to shoot some defense ammo, and before you think this is some kind of really ridiculous precision test, I'm only about 12 yards from that target, so it's not a great distance, but it is only a 3.5-inch barrel gun, so it seems fairly appropriate to me. But I'm going to start out with some SIG Sauer Elite Performance V-Crown, 124 grain. This ammo was provided to the channel by SIG Sauer, and I am eternally grateful. I'm not going to make you watch this in agonizingly boring real time. Okay, next up is some Hornady Critical Duty. This is 135 grain flex lock. Whew, man. Okay, up next, Spear Gold Dot. This is 115 grain hollow point. Okay, and just as a sort of a control, Federal American Eagle, 115 grain full metal jacket. So this is the range ammo variety. All right, I'm going to challenge myself right here live in front of you so I can be embarrassed if I fail, which is probable. Still shooting my hand load ammo, but I'm going to shoot strong hand only. I'm going to shoot only at that white hostage target. And let's see if I can hit every shot. Ah, the last one. Last one. I was already, in my mind, I was already drinking my champagne. See, that's what happens. But that steel flapper plate is only about 4 inches square, and you know, at 12 yards away, it's pretty small. Maybe one of the best illustrations of just how small this grip is, look how my thumb overlaps my finger. My thumb covers that entire fingernail, which is pretty rare. Usually with most guns, they just barely touch like that. But it is really, really a small grip, which I think is a big part of why I shoot the gun so well and why it just feels so good in my hand. It just really fits. Okay, wrapping up part 2. I hope I answered most of your questions. If not, let me know down below. There's no reason I can't do a part 3. Oh, I got an even better idea. I think the next time you see this gun, it's going to be SIG Sauer P320 XCOMPACT versus Glock 19 MOS Gen 5. Oh yeah.